The Boston Massacre. The Boston Massacre was an event that happened on March 5th, 1770. It was basically a conflict between the British Redcoats, nicknamed Bloodybacks, Lobsterbacks, and that involves a swear word that means a female dog, and I'm beginning to get into that, and the Patriots. By no means was it a massacre, though the so-called Patriots called it so. This was one of the conflicts before the Revolutionary War. In it, though, the British soldiers were the ones in the right, as in many of the unknown conflicts in Boston that the Patriots disremembered, one of which will be mentioned here later. It started when wigmaker's apprentice, Edward Garrick, called to Captain John Goldfinch about an unpaid bill. The captain had in fact paid it and had just ignored the apprentice. Sentry on duty, Private Hugh White, had a history of Patriots, but called out anyway, saying that the apprentice should pay the captain more respect. The apprentice mocked the captain and the sentry called him over. The sentry then bashed the boy on the face with his musket for disrespecting his captain. The boy's friend called quite a few people, and they gathered around the sentry and hit him with wooden ice balls. 19-year-old bookseller Henry Knox, who was later a general in the Revolutionary War, warned Hugh White that if you fired, you must die for it. Hugh responded that he knew that. Church bells, those that were rung to signify a fire, rang and more people arrived. Hugh White sent a runner to the barracks that were nearby. A group of 9 grenadiers, led by Captain Preston, came quickly. Henry Knox warned them, "For God's sake, take care of your men. If they fire, you must die." Captain Preston replied, "I am aware of it." When they arrived, they made a show of loading their muskets and arrayed in a semicircle, bayonets down. Preston told the crowd, which had an estimated amount of about 300 to 400, to disperse. Hugh White joined the semicircle of soldiers. The Patriots then attacked. They threw ice and wood, they threw their own clubs, all the while taunting the soldiers and urging them to fire. A patriot in a dark coat slipped behind them and started yelling at them, telling them to fire. The soldiers held, not moving or attacking at all. Preston was, in response to the people urging them to fire, saying not to. They held until finally a club hit Private Montgomery, and when getting up, he fired. There was a pause of uncertain length where everyone was silent. Then the rest of the soldiers fired ragged shot, like basically shot, pause, shot, pause, not in an ordered volley. 11 people were hit, and 3 died instantly. Those 3 were ropemaker Samuel Gray, mariner James Caldwell, and Crispus Attucks, an escaped slave who was at the time leading it. Ivory worker apprentice Samuel Maverick died a few hours later, and Irish immigrant Patrick Carr died 2 weeks later. Governor Thomas Hutchinson promised an investigation if the crowd dispersed, and the soldiers, all of them, were removed for the time. A trial was called. John Adams was in charge of the defense. In the end, 6 soldiers and Preston were found not guilty, and the 2 found guilty had a reduced sentence, having it only branded into their hands. This calls into question the patriotism of the Patriots. They said they believed in truth. If so, why did they lie about it? Paul Revere engraved an image about the soldiers shooting indiscriminately, killing patriots who were huddled across the block. Samuel Adams said the Patriots did nothing. And if they believed in peace, why did they beat British soldiers and taunt them just for wandering around looking for a job so they could have enough money? If you think about this, you will wonder if on most points Britain was right during the Revolutionary War.